then whether it's just gun control or just mental illness or just violence on television, violence in movies. When did a little when did little kids start uh,
Yeah.
acting like they were shooting even with their fingers? Or my grandsons, they all, they didn't have guns to play with in their house. They don't have real guns. They didn't have fake guns, but somehow they would make guns out of a set of blocks.
Yeah.
Now, is that? I don't know. I'm not a
Well,
child psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I'm wondering, kids don't just do that, do they?
no, I mean, yeah, it's a learned thing. I think it's violence control more than gun control. And so where I'm going with this is if our kids are subjected right away to seeing, if I take my children to go see the latest Marvel movie,
Uh huh.
something's gonna be exploded. The heroes are gonna be snapping necks and they're gonna be killing people. And whether if guns didn't exist and it was just bow and arrows, we would be talking about bow and arrow control. Right now,
True.
it's the same. It boils down to we're teaching ourselves slowly, but through entertainment, how to have a no value on human life. If you've watched and witnessed in a movie repeatedly just for
Well, you're
entertainment,
desensitized to
yeah,
it.
you're completely
Yeah.
desensitized to it. You've
Yeah.
seen these mass shootings and these things happen in movies and on television every single day. And I believe that if we begin to regulate that, that goes into also that helps with mental health, the mental health side. It we can get to a point where we can maybe say, all right, well look, we can't really blame, let's eliminate some of the things that we are blaming instead of just wanting one of them to be the problem. If you
Okay.
take away video games, guns still exist. If you take away guns, violence on movies still exists.
Alcohol
Yeah,
consumption, that and drugs.
yeah, yeah. We're legalizing more and more things.
So it's
So
really, this is a deeper societal issue, and
yes,
it's very complex. And we're not intending to come up with a solution here today.
right,
We're just having a conversation about it. We'd enjoy having your feedback about on this conversation as well through YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, Twitter, however you want to contact us. We'd like
right.
some of your thoughts about it, and because there's not one solution, is there?
No, I don't think there is. I think it's not one solution other than self-control within your own home. I mean, not trying to say that mask works for everyone because it hurts us to see victims and it hurts us to even have to live with the paranoia of, will I become a victim? But as far as what we do to be able to regulate and say, regulate ourselves and be able to say, okay, how do I know I won't be the next person doing this? How will I assure that my child will not be the next one doing this? And that is self control and being able to regulate the things around you and set up healthy boundaries. If you know that if we're putting it in a box of speaking about mental health, if we're talking about just mental health issues, treat them. Make sure you're treating them. Make sure you're going to your therapist. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do in order to have a healthy, functioning mind. Do what you have to do. When it comes to raising your kids and even yourself, I suggest you surround yourself with what's good and what will give you a brighter view on society.
Well, I'm guilty of going to see violent movies and watching violent things on television. I mean, I see other things too, but you know, I watched The Wire, season whole every season of it
Yeah,
on TV. I went to see the Black Mass movie about Whitey Bulger.
yeah.
I see all those things, but I don't have a desire to shoot a gun or to be violent.
I think there's a list of tools and a list of things that come along with the way you're able to regulate that. Now, would you say it's permissible for a 7-year-old boy to go see the same movie that you saw?
No, absolutely not.
And
I mean, I'm having trouble whether trying to decide whether I'm going to take my 9-year-old granddaughter to see the one about Malala, because I'm not sure what's going to be, you know, the Afghan girl. I'm not sure what is going to be in that movie. So,
yeah.
But I think it's an important book and a story for people to hear.
You know, I think the bottom line is, for your entertainment value, for your education value, for your just informational value, the things that we bring in for entertainment, I believe, sometimes soak in a little bit deeper. Are the things that we treasure and we put in our heart a little bit more than sometimes. You know, we could read a newspaper and it's in and out of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could read a book and we could tell you what happened in the third chapter. You know, what we put into us, we have to be able to be able to recognize and regulate that this is for entertainment value, and I have to put it in its proper priority. I have to put it in its proper category, and I can't act these things out.
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes that's where the failure where I see some of the failure comes in. I'm not just sitting there trying to blame the music industry or blame the movie industry or entertainment industry.
Well, there's
in
a
general.
lot of it out there, and if that's all we're looking at,
right,
that starts to seem, just like I always have said, if you only shop at one store,
right,
if it could be dollar store, it could be anywhere. It could be Neiman Marcus, but if that's where you're shopping, that's what's going to look normal to you.
right, and that's where we are as a society. I believe that we've had shows about the over sexualization of women in our society, and well, if sex and violence is what we're seeing, sex and violence is the norm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's, and it wouldn't sell if we could reverse some of our ways in these things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will we? I don't know, but I know as an individual, it's a struggle to do that. You know, for me to say I'm not going to watch, even Gotham. I like this show Gotham. For me to say I'm not going to watch Gotham tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a stroke, because I enjoy the show. I enjoy the plot line. But I will see mass killings on it tonight, more than likely.
Okay.
And so I have to make, and here's the funny thing, where I have these moments where what usually turns me around, just being transparent, it's usually when my son comes in and says, can he watches it with me, that I say, okay, I'm not watching it.
Oh, yeah. Need to turn this off.
That's when I'll go ahead and cut it off.
Yeah, that would probably be a good thing, but some people don't have that internal control to boundary.
Yeah.
So this is a massive problem, and it's not going to be solved legislatively.